impossible. Nothing impossible. Yet you do.
Nasana Nawa Namonso Saint James. Mama Kosedua Baptal Maria, Owetri Neseni Kenke Monso, Ekene Maria Jitel na Grace, Sebru Anonyeli, Eden God's next Tiboronine, Ojas in God's Puma forgive Jesu. Maria Jason, Nenke Tubu, Reverend Ninjayo, Kita Namano, Amen. Naju Otibowani Kosedua, Ekene Maria Egyptian na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Eden God's next Tiboronine, Ojas in God's Puma forgive Jesu.
So guys, like, subscribe, and share, right? Thank you.
Ekene Maria, Egyptian na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Eden God's next Tiboronine, Ojas in God's Puma forgive Jesu. Maria Jason, Nenke Chuku, Yabalai Bandinjayo, Kita Namano, Amen. Jabalanya, your own Nenke Chuku Jaso, Ayo, I know your Chuku, Kiria Grasa, Yogai, Caribbean, the where my will have no Christian Wadi, it's not fear no dear. Where but I know still and meeting all ya, still a priest to do Amen. But to told the rain and one among so, but to told the rain and one among so, but to told the rain and one among so, Pablo Dindini no galaja, Pablo befalls Ricanando. Amen.
Onye nwanyị nọnyere ụlọ ka Chineke dị ike niile gọzie ụlọ nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Ekpere a dị alụje site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverage Limited Nnobi. Ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwotu Mmadụka Close, Mmuru Nnobi, 081 49 82 82 54.
Listen to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonadi FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are looking for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good evening and welcome to Abona, the 103.5 FM News Update. Today, Tuesday, the 28th day of March 2023. And the time is 3 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifanshuku Ekeze is my name. The headlines. Konwoye now, Anambra Group tax Senator Odua. Abia ADC candidate Onoha offers Governor-elect Oti full support. Stakeholders decry absence of GBV court in Ebonyi. European Union releases funds to prevent spread of diphtheria in Nigeria. Pro-Tinubu groups storm Abuja streets, protest against intergovernment. Grand jury returns to Trump after arrest rumors from former president. Now, details. Konwoye now, Anambra Group tax Senator Odua. The Initiative for Better Anambra has called on the outgoing senator for Anambra North, Senator Stella Odua, to show grace in congratulating her successor over his election victory by putting forth a call to him IBA, in a statement on Monday, particularly noted speculations that Senator Odua was searching for a reason to approach the tribunal following the declaration of Moye as the winner of the election. Tony Moye emerged winner of the Anambra North Senate election, flying the ticket of the Labour Party with 94,779 votes, beating Senator Stella Odua of the PDP to second place with 50,146 votes, while Ebele Obiano APGA polled 48,212 votes, noting claims that Senator Odua is searching for reasons to go to the tribunal. IBA, in a statement issued by its national coordinator, Iman Onye, said, "It is our submission that Senator Odua should use what is left of her goodwill towards ensuring a harmonious transition between her and her successor and create the harmony that will foster the development of the constituency. Having served for 2 terms and being minister, we think that Senator Odua has had her fair share of public service representing Anambra State. We do not want to go into what she brought to the constituency or Anambra in her spell in public service, as we would allow issues to be buried for now, given that our people in Anambra have spoken during the election. We can only call on her to give peace a chance and not to further divide our people with the money she has to prosecute an unmeritorious tribunal case. It is not as if we have any fear of her going into the tribunal, given that the only issues of electoral malpractice were traced to her. But because we want the Anambra North constituency to go as one after the elections, even more, it is our belief that Dr. Tony Moye deserves all the good wishes he deserves to serve and should not be distracted with unnecessary tribunal distractions. It is for this reason that we call on Senator Stella Odua to leave the stage while the ovation is still there and make the call now by congratulating her victorious rival, Dr. Tony Moye," IBA declared. Abia ADC candidate Onoha offers Governor-elect Oti full support. The Abia State Governor-elect Oti and the governorship candidate of the African Democratic Congress ADC, Bishop Sunday Ndupo Onoha, over the weekend met at the former's country home in Ishiarangwa, South local government area, after the recently concluded election in the state by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. This was disclosed in a statement on Monday by Ferdinand Ekoma, the special advisor on media and publicity to the Abia governor-elect. According to Ekoma, Bishop Onoha congratulated the ex-bank chief on his victory at the just concluded governorship poll. The respected Methodist bishop describing the emergence of Alex Oti as the new governor-elect of Abia State as well deserved, offered assurances of his full support to ensure that he succeeds as governor once he is inaugurated on May 29, 2023. The meeting of the two Abia leaders was held against the backdrop of the just concluded 2023 governorship election in all polling centers across the 184 electoral wards of the 17 local government areas in Abia State. Newsmen earlier reported that the returning officer of INEC, Professor Nenna Oti, had last Wednesday declared Alex Oti the Abia State governorship candidate of the Labour Party the winner and the state's governor-elect following the conclusion of the March 18 election. Oti polled 175,467 votes to beat his closest rival, the People's Democratic Party PDP, Oke Ahiwe, who scored 88,529 votes. Stakeholders decry absence of GBV court in Ebonyi. The Ebonyi Gender-Based Violence GBV Task Force has lamented the non-availability of a special court for GBV cases poses challenges to efforts to give speedy justice to victims. Faith Wanko, the Ebonyi coordinator of the task force, made this known on Sunday during a quarterly GBV stakeholder coordinators meeting held in Abakaliki, the state capital. The meeting was organized and funded by the USAID Integrated Health Program, USAID IHP, in collaboration with the state GBV task force. Ms. Wanko, also a focal person on gender in the State Ministry of Justice, stated that there was a need to install the court as provided in the Violence Against Person Prohibition Law, VAP. According to her, since inception, effective awareness of the dangers of GBV and the encouragement for survivors to speak out have improved. She also identified a lack of mobility as a challenge, limiting prompt responses to the matter. Our greatest challenge is the lack of speedy dispensation of justice. We hope that the GBV court, when set up, will deal with gender-based issues, Ms. Mwanko said. Augustine Onwe, the Gender, Social Inclusion and Community Engagement Advisor, IHP USAID, said the program provides technical support to address all issues of GBV in the state. Ms. Onwe added that the IHP program also aims to eliminate maternal, newborn, child mortality, and mobility in the state. The idea of meeting with critical stakeholders was to find an avenue to continue to make our work better for the society, Mr. Onwe said. Pro-Tinubu group storms Abuja streets, protests against interim government. Supporters of the All Progressive Congress APC and President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday stormed the streets of Abuja in protest against calls for an interim government after President Muhammadu Buhari's exit on May 29th. The protesters, under the auspices of the natives, staged what they termed as a peaceful walk, just as they cautioned opposition parties and their candidates in Nigeria to kill the thought of an interim government when a democratic government had been elected and was waiting to be sworn in. According to the natives, the spirit of June 12 was still hovering around Nigeria seeking for justice on the stolen mandate of the late Moshood Kashimawo Abiola. Hence, there must not be a repeat of such injustice. The pro-Tinubu supporters who marched to the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) also declared support for the continued stay in office of the commission's chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Supreme leader of the natives, Smart Edwards, who led the protest, implored the international community and all Nigerians of all tribes and race to allow democracy to grow by declaring their support for the president-elect. He said, no mandate was stolen. It was either your opposition parties did not network with your people and Nigerians well, or your people did antipathy against you. Today we have witnessed PDP suspending its national chairman, the man who campaigned for the party. That's also a democracy. European Union releases fund to prevent spread of diphtheria in Nigeria. The European Union (EU) has released £150,000, 75 million naira in humanitarian fund to prevent the spread of diphtheria in Nigeria and assist the most affected communities in the states of Kano, Katsina, Lagos, and Osun. He said that the gesture was in response to the significant increase in diphtheria cases recorded since the beginning of 2023 in Nigeria. This European Union funding will enable the Nigerian Red Cross to provide emergency assistance to reduce the impact of diphtheria on affected and at-risk communities through risk communication, outbreak control activities, surveillance, patient referral, and hygiene promotion, and early case detection in affected areas. Humanitarian assistance will directly and indirectly target around 1,585,080 people with a particular focus on vulnerable people at risk of diphtheria, those living in sheltered communities or hard to reach locations, according to a statement by the European Union on Monday. This funding is part of European Union's overall contribution to the Disaster Relief Emergency Fund (DREF) of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies (IFRC). On 20th January 2023, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) officially declared an outbreak of diphtheria in Kano and Lagos states after several suspected cases appeared a month earlier. The disease then spread rapidly to other states from 136 cases in the first week of 2023. The country now records a total of 733 suspected cases. Children aged between 5 and 18 years are the most vulnerable group. Diphtheria is a highly contagious bacterial infection transmitted between humans. It causes an infection of the upper respiratory tract, which can lead to breathing difficulties and suffocation. Those most at risk are children and people who have not been fully vaccinated against the disease. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Grand jury returns Trump after arrest rumors from former president. The Manhattan grand jury investigating former President Donald Trump over hush money payments was due to return Monday afternoon local time to hear more evidence, with still no word on when it might be asked to vote on a possible indictment. It was the first time the panel was hearing testimony in the Trump probe since last Monday, when a witness favorable to the ex-president appeared before the grand jury. The jurors did not meet at all on Wednesday, one of the days when they ordinarily convened and heard other matters on Thursday. The grand jury is now back on Trump, according to a person familiar with the matter who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss secretive proceedings. It was not immediately clear whether an additional witness might be called before the panel. Trump raised anticipation that criminal charges were imminent with a March 18 post on his social media platform in which he said he expected to be arrested last Tuesday. He has since used the absence of an indictment to claim, furnishing no evidence that the investigation is somehow far-flung. The Republican former president has also escalated his rhetoric, warning that potential death and destruction will accompany any indictment. He also posted a photo of himself holding a baseball bat next to a picture of district destruction will accompany any indictment. He also posted a photo of himself holding a baseball bat next to a picture of District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a Democrat. On Thursday, Trump referred to Bragg, Manhattan's first black district attorney, as an animal. This is where we draw the curtain on news updates on Ebonade 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Konwoye now, Anambra Group tax Senator Odua. Abia ADC candidate Onoha offers Governor-elect Oti full support. Stakeholders decry absence of GBV court in Ebonyi. European Union releases fund to prevent spread of diphtheria in Nigeria. Pro-Tinubu groups storm Abuja streets, protest against interim government. Grand jury returns to Trump after arrest rumors from former president. You just listened to news updates on Ebona at the 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu, AKZ. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Listen to news updates on Ebona, the 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles.
So, guys, thanks, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates